confirms that he gets out of that for already a confirmed base player who plays Ness. That's all that he's looking for, and he thinks the character is nuts because of it.
Absolutely. Well, winner's quarters here. We'll see how it starts off. I like how PkChris is putting his strongest character up front rather than Chag, who's putting Palutena all the way in the back. Now, it's something about Collision and Incineroar here, because if you remember from last year's Collision, SkyJ making that absolute miracle run.
That's
so we
funny.
love to see our firefighting type here, or dark type, still.
He's a fighting type.
He's a fighting type. I was right the first time. I'm excited to see what this Incineroar does, especially because the thing is you're fighting against PkChris, who's so comfortable on this nest, who will absolutely go out there for that edge guard every single time.
Oh yeah, and you have to against this fighting a dark type. Like you have
he's fighting dark type.
So he's fighting dark, but he looks like a he's fire dark, but he looks like a firefighter.
Starts as a
Regardless.
fire.
We're getting off track because the cat's already gone thanks to one of those strong, like applying pressure off stage and whittling down resources in order to find that catch. Super nice stuff from PkChris. Establish tempo with that nest in the beginning, and when you're able to do that right off the jump, it matters so much going into the later rounds because you're forcing players to play from behind.
While I was watching PkChris in pools, I liked what this strategy that he was going for, right? A lot of players are like, oh my god, he's backing up and throwing out a hitbox, but it's essentially really smart. We were just talking about in the last set how players going back and just reestablishing neutral is a really good way to kind of put the lead back in your favor, and look how much mileage Chris has gotten for it. Now, granted, Pit, one of my kind of favorite, niche characters in this game, can also hit below the ledge at certain spots, and that's what we're seeing here, but Chris still holding on to this nest rather strong.
Yeah, looking for a forward throw here is Chag, or that 2-frame down smash. Such a quick option, I believe 10-frame down smash. It can come out instantaneously, and that means you get to react to the 2-frame. For a character that requires setup to recover like Ness, it's just a matter of pulling the trigger. You did not pull the trigger on the Thrupper a little bit too late there, but that's the combo, and that's what makes Mii Brawler so devastating, is that out of nowhere sometimes with the right extender like that up tilt, you're just gone.
I am never going to get over the fact that that move is called Thrupper. At the end of the day, it's,
uppercut, but yeah,
but still, it's funny. Regardless, though, I feel like both of these characters are like your funny haha characters that you play sometimes, but will be able to find it. Beautiful lead for PkChris here, but here comes Palutena. And it's one thing that the Miis can suffer to, it's getting these juggles, right? And Chag, one of the OG Palutenas, one of the best Palutenas in this game, definitely knows how to hit a couple nairs here.
And we're going to try to put it together. We're out of all those traditional nair combo percentages, but that back air still hits. And for a character that needs to interact with you, and for a player that likes to find scooping or low hitting hitboxes, like falling up airs or landing nairs off this Mii Brawler, it can be particularly dangerous to try and just simply land on Palutena. Wow, you were out of range of that grab. That could have been everything for Chag to get back into a even position. Instead, we are right back to neutral.
Yeah, I'm loving the way that Chag decided to teleport cancel to the left side of the stage and just be like, you know what, let's just start this over, right? Let's try again. Still, though, beautiful landing nair into the up tilt. The first one's not going to do it, but the second one will. Going down to last stock here, as I just love how PkChris going to do it on the Long Island special, the Yoshi.
This is for Raptor. He's rocking the red Yoshi. He's putting it together, but that nair is Chag's own, and he's trying to put together a combo. The negative armor is going to crease a little bit of an issue, but instead we're converting it to so much damage. No jump on this Yoshi. You are free for the pickings on so many of these operators finally getting down, but you're back off stage instead.
If it's one character that is totally at disadvantage versus the Palutena Pain Train, it is Yoshi, a character that sometimes just cannot find its way out. Still, though, trying to find a way to get a hard read, not going to be able to find anything, but now we're scrapping here. Chag going to have edge guard advantage, going for the early up smash, not going to be able to find it though.
Oh, the down throw looking to set up on the platform, instead pulling the trigger early in order to find the back air. PkChris again off stage, again on this ledge. I don't think Chag has taken a lick of damage in a solid 30 seconds. And it just shows the amount of control that he has over his character, regardless of the order, regardless of the positioning. His Palutena is prepared for all.
Yeah, absolutely. Still, though, I love the way that he's kind of approaching and running away with the back air, right? He recognizes that Chris wants to find a way in and get something started, but the up tilt is going to have so much ending lag that now Chris is on kind of edge guard advantage here, but it will just be utilizing the platform to come back around. Finds the back air, though, but look at Chris. That's a lot of range on this Yoshi.
Wow, the forward tilt as well, closing out from center stage. This Yoshi has a a final lease on life. You got to think a dash attack, a back air, just about anything from this Palutena will do it. Dash attack in particular is that grounded kill option that Chag's looking to set up for, but never showing it off too much. Oh, almost had it there, Lyric.
Ooh, so close. All hits. Oh my god, such a bold strategy to go for the down special here. Chris, though, going to be able to grab ledge here, going to just get through all of the explosive flames. If the first one doesn't work, the 7th one will. Chag will be taking that game 1.
Use casting spells from across.
Bro's casting spells across the room.
Yeah, like what is he doing?
Listen, it's a great spacing tool. I do not blame Chag. The last thing I want to do is go box for box with Yoshi at like 170, right? That's just asking to get propped up.
Plus that 170% is already setting up for easy mind games for Chag to work with. If Chris doesn't want to do anything unsafe and is going to play this little like jump back fainting game with Yoshi's incredible airspeed,
right,
well then that's what auto reticle and explosive flame are for, that full screen pressure.
Okay, we'll see who is coming up in the lead. I want to see if Chris is going to throw Ness to the back.
That's what it seems like from the order here.
Yeah, and I like how Chag is actually going to start with the pit here because I felt like that Incineroar had some untapped potential, if you will.
Yeah.
But it will be the Yoshi coming up first and the pit coming up first. Now, how do you feel about Pit versus Yoshi when it comes to the combo game that Chag is showing us right here?
One of the better things about Pit is his low percent combo game on top of Pit's ability to go air to air with just about anyone. That neutral air is frame 4. Down air can scoop up and find extenders really well. All of this is disjointed. Pit's trouble is closing out stocks, not necessarily doing a lot of damage. So this early game should really favor Chag, and it's up to PkChris to turn this rage into momentum rather than trying to go hit for hit, toe to toe with Pit.
I like the footsies between both players right now, recognizing, you know what, I don't have a clear opening, so maybe my opponent will swing first here. Now still just both of them trying to jump at each other, trying to find a way in. But like you mentioned, Ubel, this rage for Chris is actually very, very useful here. Air dodge out, will be able to grab ledge, but Chris ready to go. The down special, though, going to send that egg right back, and now Chag, once again, very safe underneath this platform, but here comes Chris. There's the up air, looking for the hard read down, but unable to find anything. Instead, Chag is going to be able to find the down air up air here, and still we're back into neutral.
That should have been an up smash. That should have been a stock gone on the part of PkChris. This Yoshi sent by the wayside, sent to the farm, but instead going for up air there because unsure if the combo percentages maybe, and Chag kind of regretting that in a moment as PkChris evens it up, going for the down throw mix-up, but the DI out was there on the part of Chag, looking for dash attacks, and their out shield comes down, and man, this adaptation, easy adaptation from Chris to change up the lineup is turning into so much momentum. Again, though, a missed punish on the part of Chris. Could have been an up smash. Instead, just takes the grab. I
think it's so interesting because we're almost a minute into this match and not one stock has been taken, and it's really just a testament to Chris's patience. Now, the thing is, this Mii Brawler is going to come in and does not have to work as hard. Chris started getting damage in when he was at 119%, and look at that. We're basically back to even, but now it's going to be boxer versus boxer at this point as Incineroar are going to come through for Chag.
Yeah, a real Steve Fox up against King right now. Like we're pulling from different games, but the boxer against the luchador is setting up. Oh, he got grabs her own, rocking the suplex on this Mii Brawler. That's going to be an instant 20 damage whenever the grab is found, but notably does not threaten any stocks against this heavyweight.
Yeah, I'm loving the way that Chris is also trying to get down by jumping away, but the thing is, Chag playing Incineroar so much more aggressive, right? Chasing down, and one of the things that people hate about playing Incineroar is the way that once he gets his hands on you, you're really going for a ride. Those up airs are so unforgiving, but speaking of going up, it will be Chag living it out.
Yeah, super nice DI on the part of Chag, just fully aware that he can threaten the platform. But honestly, PkChris is winning the positional battle. He's always creating the situations to take stocks and to be an advantage where he's threatening major damage around these platforms, and then a hard call out utilizing the dash dance very effectively despite being in the corner.
Did you see that?
Full sprint. Both coming
players
after you.
Running all the way to the left. Say, you know what? Chris saying, you know what, dude, I want to reestablish neutral. Hold on. And Chag saying, yeah, no way. Let's go main versus main here. Will be Chag still on character point at this point, going all the way in here, using the auto reticle. But once again, Chris so aggressive with this character. But here comes Chag trying to find an aerial onto shield here. Actually walks for a brief moment. That could have been a grab, Ubel.
Yeah. Both players are playing exceedingly, exceedingly calm, but if you're PkChris, this is exactly what you wanted. This is the reason you changed the lineup. Go with the 1-for-1 trade on both of your other characters and turn it into a 1v1 where you have so much experience in a matchup like this thanks to the bevy of tri-state top-tier palos in players like Jen.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to the edge guard here, using the up special to make it back here, going for the full jab, not going to be able to find anything. So now Chris, do we press the jets? And I think we do. Catches Chag with the forward air. It takes a little bit from that side magnet to heal. We're still very, very even. It's such a different game 1 to game 2 right now, but here comes Chag. Down throw, going for the hard read with the forward smash, unable to find anything. So Chris going to get second licks here. Beautiful rollout though by Chag. But the thing is, you're playing very aggressive onto that nest. A perfect out of shield punish though for PkChris. We are once again going to a game 3.
I love how quickly Chris refreshes the situation in his head. He's fully aware that he just made a read about an overshoot on a roll for a grab. That's what this right was here. Misses it out though. But because he's looking for grab and he's establishing the threat of grab right away, he knows that Chag is buffering the spot dodge, so he hits him with the up smash. It's instantaneous. It's like, you know what I'm looking for. I showed my hand, so it's time to wipe the board, get 4 more cards, and turn it into an advantage. That's how you play poker, and that's how you play any competitive fighter.
Great stuff. Is now Chag trying to actually switch out the Incineroar here. Pretty comfortable on the pit. See what we're thinking here. Potentially the Joker we're seeing kind of roll around that DLC area, as I'd like to call it, but it will be that Min here. Chris kind of smiling. He's like, oh man, you got it. But we got Kid Icarus and, you know, your friend who plays Min, right? It's like
she works the ramen shop.
When you go to the when you go to the con and it's like, hey man, we have a cosplay group, and then bro comes with like the wrong cosplay.
It is still an anime girl. She just is a hard-working one.
Yeah, Pit's an anime girl.
True, honestly. So spitting.
All right, starting out here with Chag's Min here. Min, especially on this stage, Ubel, this is definitely a long order to kind of deal with, right? The way that she's able to command so much space above, below that platform, you can tell I like the way that Chris is going in with this, actually going a little bit more aerial, and then trying to land with an option so we can get around these arms.
Yeah, how Min typically can beat this is with stuff like rising Ram Nair, as well as on-reaction up smashes to potentially call Yoshi out of the air. But it just seems like Chag wants to stay at full distance, which PkChris looks ready. That's no jump. This could, oh, he fit right into the blind spot of Ram. Didn't let it rip a little bit too early, and what luck from Chris in order to get out of that situation, and he turns that luck into advantage, making his own top-tier situation.
Most Yoshis would just go for the jab lock there, but instead Chris recognizing the roll all the way out to ledge for safety and following it up. Beautiful play here by Chris, but now once again you're going up against Palutena that Chag actually put in the middle of the lineup here.
I love this from Squad Strike players. You don't always have to adapt in-game with little situations and little advantages that you can potentially punish. Instead, we're turning this into an order war between both of the characters' lineups, and this middle tier Palutena could potentially turn this around and then some, should the Min not work. Nice contingency plan from Chag.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we are back into the neutral wars here. Chag going to be able to find the dash attack here, but it will be the get-up attack that does beat out down tilt. But as we saw from game 1, Chag always seems to find it with that explosive flame.
He's just putting it that mid-range. If you want to stay right out of my range and play a lot of this fainting Yoshi double jump game, then I'm just going to blow you up with the mystical fire.
Okay, still though, now here comes the problem, and once again, Chag, the king of Palutena, going to be able to get all of these landing combos onto PkChris here, but I like the moment that PkChris just waited, said, you know what, I'm going to kind of toss it around right now, let me just give it a quick moment here, but once again, it is even two characters at this point. You can't even say stocks because it's 2 different characters here, but here we go. Finding a little bit of that range useful. Beautiful parry though by Chris. Chag though not going to get scooped up by the up special, and now Chris on edgeguard advantage right now.
I really like the opportunity there for Chris. He is looking for any sort of opening, but it is Chag calling out the feint jump. Chris was getting a little bit desperate, but you honestly kind of had to in that moment, as he again looks for a hard read, yet Chag is not giving it up, just picking the high percentage play and letting Chris overextend. This is Ness getting juggled. No jump, gets a little bit of a health back thanks to the explosive flame, but you are put off stage, and Chag is not letting this opportunity go by.
I love the way that Chag is like, you know what, it's main versus main at this point. Hey, I'm still going to get as much damage as I can here, and honestly, Chag has gotten this 94% practically unpunished here until this moment, but now here comes Pit, and like you were talking about, Ubel, this 2-frame down smash at the ledge, we have to watch out for it. The side special, though, not punished as much as Chris wants to see, so instead Chag will be able to get the Nair out of shield. Trying to get something started, though. Both players now trying to swing for the fences.
This is really dangerous here, Lyric. Pit is notable for his really strong low percent combo game and his 50-50 percentages. However, Pit doesn't have a lot of like aggressive pressure to take stocks. His back is not going to be closing out for a good bit. You've got to find something like a down smash or one of the side B hit connections to take this stock and end this game now. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of interactions for PkChris to slowly and steadily gain momentum.
Absolutely, and now we are totally back into that neutral zone of I'm not too confident in approaching. That air dodge up was a little bit crazy, but
wow,
the back air from the ledge will do it. Chag going to be able to sneak that one game out. PkChris going down into that lower bracket, but Chag will be moving on to winner semis.
When I think of Squad Strike, that is quite literally everything I think about in this game mode. Switching up lineups, changing characters, rotating through different ideas to try and set up different end game matchups to take the win. For PkChris, it was really solid to close out, to lead in with the Yoshi to take advantage of the slower airspeed characters in Pit and either Incineroar or Min Min, but Chag deduced that his end game was getting his Pit and the edge guard potential of Pit up against PkChris's Ness, as the reaction from PkChris there, knowing he was just a little bit behind the 8-ball, the Palu in the mid rung doing its job.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's what we can attest it to, right? Palu going in the middle and saying, hey, let me just stack on all this damage to just make it easier for Pit at the end, right? And it will just be your very, like, Ness thing to do of jumping from ledge with an option and then perfectly spaced back air from Chag, and it will be Chag moving on to winner semis, just narrowly escaping 2-1.
Shout out to Anime Girl Pit taking the W.
Stop it. Stop it. Well, I love that we're continuing Tri-State versus the world here, and the world's top players, as we have another player who had a great moment last collision, Luminous, going up against Mars here. Luminous actually beating Hungrybox in pools last year.
Yeah, that was put his name on the map a little bit with his newly found Greninja, and this has been another year of Greninja in the Hyperbolic Time Chamber.
That's fair.
And I mean, it's looking pretty good. He's been rotating through a couple of the third run, but his team has been Greninja, Pit, and Sephiroth as of late, of which he used to beat Guy in pools.
Ooh, okay. I love me some Sephiroth, man. Any Final Fantasy fans out there? Rebirth is amazing.
No spoilers.
No spoilers in chat. Mods, look out, please. Still, though, I got to talk about it. We love to see Mars, man.
I love
definitely one of the content kings of this game, too. Mars' content is so funny. I don't know if I agree that he's a villain.
He's a villain.
Okay, he's a villain.
He's a villain.
He's a villain, but earlier when we were watching Mars in pools, Mars was playing that Zero Suit. He was also playing Snake.
Yeah, Snake Joker. Two of his more... The Joker makes sense because he actually took the character